You all right, Phil? How you doing?
Very well. I've heard that your full name is the lovely Stefan, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, I'm going to ask you the horrible questions now. No, not really. You said somewhere before in another interview that football is both the most and least important thing about this show, which I thought was really brilliantly put. Would you say, in some ways, that's kind of true of football just in general in real life?
There's a saying that has been resurfaced by one of my favourite authors, John Green. Football is the most important of the least important things. And I think that it is, to a lot of people who don't care about the sport, they don't really understand it. But for those who do it, like, you know, that you can look at it from like an international perspective. We see the World Cup, we see these communities come together. We see the stories of like a young player who, you know, has been trying to make was at the Man United academy and then got kicked out when they were 17, and then they come back and score the winning goal for Burton Albion in the FA Cup or whatever. These long form stories, which even if you don't like football, there are these stories that you can get engrossed in. But it's also about like, you know, it's about like love and passion and, you know, community. And I think that there's so much that you can, if you're willing to, you know, dig down deep, which we at Ted Lasso are. You know, we think that it's also just like it's inherent competition is things that I think humans rather enjoy. So yeah, it's not saving lives, but it is hopefully making those lives better.
Well, I mean, Ted is sort of no doubt the best manager that Jamie has ever had. I wondered if you had a equivalent in your kind of career, any directors or just teachers who left a real stamp on you as an actor?
Yes. I had a teacher called Geraint Thomas, who was a drama teacher of mine, who was so... something that he did, which I think great teachers do, particularly at like school, like young school, secondary school, whatever level, when they make pupils feel like their feelings and thoughts are valid and important, not just to themselves, but also to like the wider world. It's important that they have a voice and them feeling heard, and Geraint was incredibly good at that. In many ways, in offering us opportunities with through drama. He was my drama teacher, but also just as young adults, I think he was really good at that. I worked with name drop Kenneth Branagh, but the reason I mention him is because he is an incredibly good leader, and I mean that in the sense that he is very good at delegating, something that Ted Lasso is really good at. He knows his strengths, but he has a team of people around him who are really good at what they do. And I think that he goes, I mean, you'll have to ask him, but I think that he goes, this isn't my speciality, so I'm going to leave that to you. And they're really good at it, and the end product is better, and people feel seen and worthy. Yeah, and so it was great to be around that. Yeah, but you know, luckily, pretty much every director I've worked with, there's elements of that I can bring out as well.
Oh, look, if you've worked with Kenneth Branagh, you've got a name drop. Also,
Sorry.
he's a big Spurs fan as well. I've always said we're on the subject of football, and I'm a Spurs fan, so I've always liked him for that, at least. But on this, going back
Tough
to this
weekend for you guys, Stefan.
yeah, I don't even know why I'm bringing it up on this junkie.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's a bit shit. I'm getting Jack Grealish vibes this season from the kind of look of your character, and I know I'm just wondered about because I was speaking to the other guys as well, and they were sort of talking about meeting some of the West Ham players and stuff. I just wondered if you've ever met, not necessarily Jack Grealish, but any footballers who have given you feedback on the show and maybe told you how realistic they think some of the kind of behind the scenes shots are and stuff.
We met Harry Kane at an American football game once, oddly, and he was very generous about the show. And I think that it was the idea of that portraying footballers in a certain light, that because football is a very interesting sort of microclimate breed of personality, celebrity, in that it's quite specific. And I think that one of the things that he said was that comes across rather well in the show. I also met, this is just like a name drop central, this isn't it, sorry. And Jude Bellingham, I met him and worked with him, who is, by the way, just the most capable man. He's such an incredible person. But he also, you know, I mean, he enjoyed the football in it. And so I think for a footballer of his ilk to say that we seem to be on a good path for that.
I'm just pleased Harry Kane likes it. That's all I needed to hear today. I can
There you go. Yeah.
Go easy now. Thanks so much for your time today, Phil. Best of luck with the release of the show.
Thanks, Stefan. Cheers, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!